Hello and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT is here for starting up in round 4 in season 2 of the 2021 exhibition series of the Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. We are taking 9 laps around in Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. We'll be having a today's weather forecast. We'll be featured with a grid start with false start check, racing hard tires to be on the regulation, and for only 4 Germany manufacturer car brands for the Group 3 category will be featured with Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Where the time effect is now on the way by having a daylight saving time, so we have to make sure to go in early by the afternoon, and we got a lot of good practice before we will join in session to take the lobby. Choose 4 different kinds of manufacturer car brands of the Group 3 category will be settled in by the recommendation. Gonna have to go with the Audi R8 LMS, Porsche 911 RSR, BMW M6 GT3 M-Power of the 2016 version, and a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 will be on the way to have a lot of good selection by the choice and some different variants to be on the liveries. So I'll be using with the Porsche 911 RSR Type 991 2017 with the UDRS Insportec will be selected by having a good balance of performance will be settled in to be automatically. Reminder check. No pit stop, no mandatory, just having a single endurance race whenever we have to go. If you're new to my YouTube channel, go and click the subscribe button and leave a like and comment at the section down below, and check out the links on the description if you really want to see more. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2021 Exhibition Series Nations Cup is about to begin. 4 German manufacturer car brands are now ready to start out to be at Spa-Francorchamps. Here's Proxy in first place in the Audi R8 LMS 2015, Demon Craig in second place in the Porsche 911 RSR, and here's Deviant is starting out in position number 3. Followed by position number 4 is 4440 is now raring to go to have the official variant of the Porsche 911 RSR. Ricky Tick 1777 takes on in position number 5, and we have Nook 2021 in 6th place in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Terrible Tim is starting out into 7th place, and we have Illegal 34 is now ready to roll. Next up we have Colo Hoshos YT in 9th place in the Audi R8, and we have Mutter 111 in 10th place in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Cat Racing 31 takes on in position number 11, and we have Dark 443 Train is starting out on to position number 12. Tom the Tech is here on to position number 13. Next up in position number 14, Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 M-Power will be at the go. Followed by myself in 15th place for the UDRS livery of the Porsche 911 RSR. El Moro 14 is now putting up on to position number 16. Blazing Grandpa is here on position number 17 in the Audi R8. RBS 70_1 takes 18th place. Next up, 19th place, FM Killa in the Pink Pig livery of the Porsche 911 RSR. And for the last place driver is Fat Boy Cianit is now using the Mercedes AMG GT3. Okay, viewers, switching over onto the replay, and we are in the roll. After spending 5 minutes for the qualifying practice around in Spa-Francorchamps, let's see some great moments out there. For only 9 laps we'll be taking on in the Belgium racing circuit. So let's see how the starting grid to be on the formation check is going to be taking 5 seconds. So here we go, folks. green light is at the go, and we're about to begin in round 4 in the second season of the 2021 Exhibition Series of the Nations Cup is going underway. Good luck, and be very careful when you're in turn number 1. And there goes Tom the Tech in the Porsche 911 RSR, just barely called in by having a head start in turn number 2. And luckily for several drivers are now moving on to take turn number 3 and 5 at the Redelian Route Rouge is going up the hill. Wait to see how Porsche and Audis are about to be going in by having a good slipstream lineup, and especially goes with Mercedes-Benz and a single BMW is now entered onto the Kimmel Straight in turn number 6. At the end of sector 1, now goes in on to Les Combis in turn number 7 through 9. Take that good precision, and there goes RBS 70_1 and the Audi R8 LMS is now losing control and take the recovery, while everybody including UDRS and the Porsche 911 RSR proceed forward on to turn number 10. Better get ready. The mobility balance is going to be on the right call whenever we have to try to keep a good handling by having a good response. But heads up onto turn number 11, it's going to get a little bit risky, while only several drivers including UDRS just barely took the penalty effect for only 0.5 seconds by saving FM_Killa in the Pink Pig livery from the 24 Hours of Le Mans is now currently to be dropped down onto position number 16. And there goes Cat Racing 31 in the Porsche 911 RSR, takes on in turn number 13 and 14 at the campus corner section, while Dark 443 train in the Audi R8 is now moving on towards the end of sector 2, and here comes the Stablot in turn number 15. Now goes on to take turn number 16, enters in on to Corby Palfreri is on for the curve straightaway before it reaches up onto turn number 17 and 18. Better watch yourselves. Perfection is very important for every Group 3 race cars, for only 4 kinds of German car brands is actually try to have to do their best out there. But heads up, looks like this is definitely not good. It's RBS 70_1 and the Audi R8 accidentally attacks UDRS in the Porsche 911 RSR towards the final corner in turn 19 and turn 20 at the chicane. Lap number 1 is going to be clear at the end and moving on to take on lap number 2. The difficult race is about to go on to have a serious challenging effort out there before we could probably have to be very more careful. And there's Tom the Tech in 16th place in the number 48 Team NASCAR livery is now going forward onto turn number 2 again, since the first lap was actually to be having a little bit trouble timing after the first hairpin just barely lost control. However, let's see how Tom the Tech could probably have to try to do their best by having another chance. Going forward on to turn number 6 to be going right back onto the Kimmel Straight, and UDRS forcefully to be quick slowed down by crossing the penalty line before it goes right back onto Les Combis in turn number 7. Take a good respawn on to turn number 8, and we have Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 with an M-Power livery version is on the scene. Getting a little bit closer out there, just gonna have to keep a little bit much forward onto turn number 10 before it goes right back over onto turn number 11. We'll be doing another chance. And there goes Nook_2021 in second place to be coming in onto the silver position to catch up, and we have a good further check notice whenever we have to keep an eye out. Just gonna have to keep a good fastest lap time to be on the progress. Going right on over to be on the Pauhan in turn 12, going on for the short straightaway to go back into the campus in turn 13 and 14. Excellent work, and also just gonna have to keep a good further notice check out there whenever we have to keep a good fastest lap time for every top 3 drivers, including the others, are still currently to be racing around onto the Spa-Francorchamps. Passes on to take turn number 16 in sector 3. Kobe Palfreri is now on the run for Tom the Tech, followed by Blazin' Grandpa in 15th place goes in for having a short battle to be on the push. Nail pass in on to turn number 18 and going over again on to turn 19 and 20 at the chicane. But heads up, from behind, the yellow flag just barely called in by having one driver by losing control. There you go. way to keep it up. And there goes Demon Craig in the Porsche 911 RSR, just barely lost control after turn number 20 at the chicane before it enters onto lap number 3. How incredible to see how several GT players didn't try to do their best, but their mobility and their motivation just actually tried to keep things up together. But it might be quite possible that everybody thinks that it's going to be having a good, fair, clean race. But luckily, it might be having a little bit drama that having a collision course is going to be quite giving a hard time to have that uncomfortable feeling. So let's see how things go on out there after taking turn number 9 is going to be going over onto turn number 10 for Knee Proxy in the lead. And there goes 4440 in second place is now coming in to be in the scene, followed by Nook_2021 is dropping down on to position number 3. While taking the second sector is going on the way, and we have UDRS just barely spotted Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 M-Power livery. And oh boy, looks like there's Illegal 34 is now having a trouble in turn number 10 by losing control by having a lost grip. That might be quite having a lost timing to see this kind of a part of the incident to see this moment. Luckily, the race will have to keep a good focusing eyes check for UDRS and keep a little bit push forward to catch up on the Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 M-Power livery to be on to turn number 13 and goes over onto the campus at turn number 14. Stay on track, switching over onto the second gear when you're in onto the curves. Slowing down and goes over onto the acceleration. Passes in on to sector number 3, goes in onto turn number 16 to get on to the Corbe Palperi to be on the curve straightaway. Gonna have to catch up onto the Demonizer. Getting a little bit closer for only 1 second onto the length of the distance of the gap. Nail pass through onto turn number 18 and getting closer onto the chicane in turn number 19. Pull the brake. Switches down onto the first gear and looks like Demonizer just barely took the penalty in 0.5 seconds while UDRS in the Porsche 911 RSR has the opportunity. So here comes lap number 4, folks. Gonna have to keep an eye out whenever we have to stop in onto lap number 6 to be in the second wave. Turn number 1 is going clear to be on the La Source and goes down over onto turn number 2 before it goes back over onto Redalian Around Rouge in turn 3 and 5. There you go. Touches the apex and goes right back onto the Kimmel straight onto turn number 6. And looks like there goes 4440 is now entered first place to be in the lead. Keep going at it, 4440. You can do it. You can dominate Spa-Francorchamps while you can to be in the 4th lap. Passes in onto the second sector and goes in onto turn number 11 for 4440 to be going forward onto turn number 12 onto the Palhan. Is definitely might be going right on the track to see how the perfection is going to be quite giving a good clear run. Still takes a lot of good perfection out there, and we have Nook_2021 moves on to be in position number 2, followed by Deviant in 3rd place is on the bronze position. It's going to be a miracle run out there for only a German Group 3 category takes on for having a good lineup to have a good slipstream to be in the first part of the separate group. Staying on track for UDRS, it still takes a long chase to catch up onto the 13th place driver in the Audi R8 LMS driven by Dark 443 train is going forward to catch up onto El Moro 14 and passes through for the overtake at the end of sector number 2 in turn 15, goes straight up on to sector number 3 at the 16th corner to be at the Corbe Palperi once again to be on the curve straightaway. Remarkable and some good running paces to see how Dark 443 train in the Audi R8 LMS is actually going faster to have a nice advantage to be on the upper hand. Takes a lot of hard push out there for El Moro 14 in the Porsche 911 RSR. Takes on for having a breaking point at the chicane to be on turn number 19. Pass on over to be in turn number 20 and goes in for having a short straightaway to be moving on at the end of lap number 4 before moving on to take lap number 5. And here comes Il Eagle _34, followed by Demon Craig in the Porsche 911 RSR. It's a 4 Porsche battle is about to be going on the way, viewers. Let's see how 3 Porsches could probably have to stick together to reach up onto the 13th place driver. El Moro is now going in on to turn number 3 at the Redelian. Eral Rouge is going up the hill once again. Very nice. Very good clear run, and goes over on to the Kimmel Straight. Better see some good action where only 4 Porsche could probably have to stay in by having a good group formation. Still tries to take a lot of push out there for UDRS. Now moving on to be in sector number 2 to be at the last cone base in turn number 7. Go on to turn number 9. Excellent perfection. And taking on in turn number 10 by having a good inside handling. Slow and steady by switching down onto the second gear. El Moro 14 is now drops down onto position number 14. Il Eagle 34 is still tries to have to stay on to catch up onto Demon Craig, while El Moro 14 takes the defense while UDRS is going faster for the offense. And oh boy, yellow flag just barely called in. And we have Dark 443 trained in an Audi R8 LMS just barely lost control of the grip. Ouch, that's going to be quite having a loss of a grip tire amount, but still in one piece for only a few percentage is definitely might be quite giving a good average. Now El Moro 14 is slowing down to be dropped onto position number 14, while UDRS has the opportunity to get closer onto sector number 3 for the overtake. Taking on for the slipstream and passes in onto Kobe Palfuri is now on the way to be in turn number 17. Passes in onto turn number 18. El Moro 14 is still takes the defense while UDRS is going faster for the offense. Getting a little bit nearly there. And here comes the chicane in turn 19 and 20. And there goes. A penalty for El Moro 14 in the Porsche 911 RSR. That should be the only chances for UDRS. Will be moving on to take lap number 6. Only 3 more to go by the remaining. Take that inside and going forward to have that good straightaway run. Come on, just gonna have to go in by having a good brilliant pace. But I mean, this looks very obviously to have that good overtake to get closer on to turn number 3 to 5 to be on the Redelian. Eral Rouge is gonna be quite very harder as it looks. So now, since UDRS is moving on to take position number 14, followed by Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 M Power by passing on over to have a good position in sector number 2. But hold on, there he is right now to be in the scene by the overtake in turn number 8, goes over onto turn number 9, and UDRS just barely try to have that good grip to stay on the right direction to have a good focusing forward to be in turn number 10 by the main focus. That was going to be quite giving a good, incredible moment run out there to see it. UDRS in the Porsche 911 RSR take its stand to be staying on in position number 14 while Demonizer goes on for the offensive to have that nice push. Taking on the Palhan in turn number 12 is going to get a little bit freestyle at the left turn. Goes right back onto the campus in turn 13 and 14. Right turn goes in. And the left turn goes in the same. Almost really had the chance to stay in the grip. And Demonizer gets close in, passes in, and gets a lot of good side-by-side to be in the full lineup to be in sector number 3. And UDRS climbs right back onto position number 14, while Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 is now currently to be staying on in position number 15. So let's see how 4440 can actually try to keep things up a bit. Looks like he's going forward to be on turn number 2 before it goes in on to Redelian Eral Rouge in turn 3 to 5. Very good. There he is right over there, folks. On the course map at the top right. He's going forward on to the Kimmel Straight on to turn number 6. And there goes Nook _2021 takes the ongoing rush in position number 2. And there goes Deviant in third place by having an ongoing defense push to have that bronze position, while the fourth place driver is now going on for the offense, is getting in. And there goes Colo Choso YT is now in third place by overtake. Deviant is dropping down onto position number 4. Incredible run and a good perfection, good moment to see how Cholo is now going forward to have that nice run to be in the current position onto turn number 10. Goes over onto turn number 11 before passes in onto the short straightaway before enters again onto turn number 12 at the Palhan. Lap number 7 is on the way, only 2 more to go by the remaining. 4440 is now luckily having a lot of good run to have that good pace to be in the lead, and takes that 15th turn on to the Savlot at the end of Sector 2 before moving on into Sector 3. It's going to be quite giving a good run out there to see how the lineup is going to be getting a little bit far separate, and also for the ongoing in the bottom row for several drivers, including myself in the 14th position with the UTRS livery of the Porsche 911 RSR, is still actually trying to keep things up to be on the ropes. Blazing Grandpa is now going in onto the offense to have that good current length of the position to be well far behind. And there's the Audi R8 in 15th place. Comes in onto position number 16, Demonizer in the BMW M6 GT3 M-Power livery by having a penalty effect for only 0.5 seconds. Luckily, it might be quite possible to see it, but let's just gonna have to take a main focus to see how I could probably have to do my best to keep pushing forward to catch up onto the rest of the drivers. While the middle row section driver is currently on to the final turn before enters onto lap number 8. Gets a little bit nearly there and have that good length of the turn number 1 position, is going to get a little bit close in onto the apex. After taking the final turn for UTRS, moving on at the end of lap number 7 before enters on to lap number 8. Still, but anybody's race can actually try to do their best and keep a good response, but the handling is the number 1 main best responsibility when you're in Spa-Francorchamps. But there goes Demon Craig, and Il Eagle 34 is now going forward to have that nice chase. Coming in on to turn number 6 at the Camel Straight again to see how 2 Porsche can actually try to keep things up to each other before at the end of the first sector before moving on in sector number 2. Taking the last combis in turn number 7 through 9. Very good, and have that nice right corner position is going to be quite coming in, and UTRS will be doing the most perfection by the same. Staying strong by using the second gear transmission is the number 1 mobility checked. Turn 10 is going to be quite giving a good well average check. Almost barely had the chance, and still gets a little bit closer, but only a length of the distance by nearly towards 5 seconds to be on the range. But be on the lookout, viewers. If anything might have to go on to see how 18 drivers are still standing around in Spa-Francorchamps to be in the 4th round in the Nations Cup. That will be quite giving a good possibility to see how it comes in towards the end. And let's see how 4440 is about to be going forward to proceed to the final lap for only 1 more to go, is going to be the best checker flag to see it. So this is it. 4440 has entered the final lap. And same goes for Nook_2021 in 2nd place, followed by Colo Choso YT is currently to be in the bronze position. That should be quite giving a good moment out there to see how the battle rages on for every 4 different kinds of German Gr.3 cars to be in the Nations Cup in the 4th round in the 2nd season. 4440 is now going faster by having a good run at the Camel Straight towards the final sector in sector number 1 before enters on to the 2nd sector. Is going to be quite giving a good check clear. Turn 7 and 9 is going to be quite giving the best turn by the advantage, and goes in for having a good clear straightaway check on Nook_2021. And everybody is proceed forward onto the final lap, including UTRS in position number 14 in the Porsche 911 RSR. Gets a little bit closer at the end. We can feel it. We can probably have to survive this race long enough until we're about to be moving on to take the next round. 4440 can probably have to take that good straightaway after taking turn number 11 and goes in onto the Powhan in turn 12. It's going to be going on to the left. Perfection is going to be quite giving a good line of sight. Better make sure if you have to see the course map at the top right, folks. Taking a good lap times is going to be quite giving a good measure and goes in onto the campus in turn 13 and 14 before it goes right back onto the stable lot in 15th turn. The final sector is about to get a little bit closer out there, viewers. 4440 is about to make their final stretch in the final sector towards the finish line at the podium. Gr.3 is staying on the ongoing rush to have that nice second position, and same goes over to have the third place. Colo Choso YT is now on the high ropes. It's going to be getting a little bit harder for the defense. Better make sure if the top 3 drivers can actually make it. And there goes. Looks like we got ourselves the first place winner in the 4th round in the 2nd season of the 2021 Exhibition Series of the Nations Cup. Goes to 4440, is now on the checker flag. Incredible, viewers. That was a fantastic win. 4440 wins the race for having a good successful challenge at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The spectators are cheering for 4440. 4440 is now becomes the winner of the 4th round at the podium spot for the Nations Cup. That is so amazing. That is so good. And Nook_2021 did a good average job in 2nd place. And there goes Colo Choso YT in 3rd place. Everybody is moving on to take the finish line by choosing any different position. We'll be having a good well affected to have a nice good clear checked. Awesome. Very good job and a race successful to be well achieved. But we still got a long way to go for only 5 race entry towards the end. And luckily for UDRS and the Porsche 911 RSR was actually ended up in 14th place by having a challenging effort out there to be in the first lap towards the final at the end. What a very difficult race out there, viewers. Luckily, having a clean race, we'll have to start over by square one again to be end up in 14th place to have a race position for only one time amount. 48 points earned, and let's get ready to go in and collect some earnings by nearly under 100,000 credits to be having a job well done to be participate. Great work, viewers. Way to keep it up and staying on over to have a nice balance, and some of them just barely tried to do their best. So that means for only a first place driver goes to 4440 in the Porsche 911 RSR Type 991 2017. Did a pretty fantastic, incredible race out there to be on front. Nook_2021 is doing great to have a 2nd place finish, followed by Colo Choso YT in the Audi R8 LMS 2015. Did an average great moment. Well, sometimes having a troubled race in Spa-Francorchamps for the Group 3 category for only 4 German manufacturer car brands is doing well featured. So that means just gonna have to go in onto the message list to congratulations for only 2 drivers for doing the best work. Especially goes on to have some different ways whenever we have to do some different challenges in the Nations Cup. But somehow, having a different kind of a German race to have a feature to be is a good one-make race. But luckily for having a received endorsement response from 4440, thank you, well done. Much appreciation for having a good kindness for having a thumbs up. But anyway, folks, just try to do your best whenever you have to keep practice on Spa-Francorchamps by every kinds of specific Group 3 race car to be well made by a German manufacturer car brand whenever we have to do our best and stay on for having a good, well stable, competitive race for having a good moment. Round 4 is going to be finished by having a wrap up, and next up in round 5 we'll be at Fisherman's Ranch for the Group B category for only 5 laps. But it's going to do a lot of practice to master the track, is exceptionally difficult and requires precision and care with both throttle and brakes. Strategize yourself by doing a lot of practice, get yourself prepared, and organized for the number of fastest lap time whenever you might need to get improved. Thank you for watching on my video in Gran Turismo Sport, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. And don't forget to follow me on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo Sport, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.